Hello, hello, hello. This is the Muzilog Magazine Podcast. I'm Sam Archer, your host. And today we got a special guest in the building. She goes by the name Michelle Lordi, and we want to welcome her to the show. How are you doing today, Michelle?
Great, Sam. Thank you so much for having me.
I know that was a very spirited intro, right? It was like, oh, wake up. Happy to have you here. And again, I don't know how we met, how the connection began, but I'm excited about it. And I look forward to what comes out of it.
Me too.
All right. So once in a while, I'll get your flyers. You know, you're doing a lot of performances. It seems like your chosen genre is jazz. And you're sometimes compared to Peggy Lee. So, you know, we gotta do a little investigation. We gotta check out what's going on. So what sucked you into jazz? Like what age were you and you're like, I am doing this right here?
Wow. Well, surprisingly, a lot of jazz artists, basically came out of the womb listening to bebop, and that's not my story.
Okay.
My parent, I was raised on a diet of country music and pop music.
Okay.
And the only kind of early inklings that that jazz would be important to me is my grandmother had a lot of records. She had Peggy Lee, and she had Helen Forrest, and a lot of the chanteuses, kind of singers, Joe Stafford, and Ella Fitzgerald. And so I got a taste of the beautiful balladry that the American songbook contains from an early age. But honestly, I didn't get into jazz. It was radio's fault. I didn't really get into jazz per se until I was in college, staying up very late working on art projects and listening to the New York City jazz radio to keep me company so I wouldn't fall asleep on my art projects.
You did that too?
Mm-hmm.
When you're studying and working, you play a little thing in the background and to keep you.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I had finals.
Yeah. So I would call in, like, as I would hear things, I would fall in love with, or I'd ask for certain songs or certain artists. And back then, it's so nice. You could like talk to the DJs and they'd say, "Don't ask for that track, ask for this one." You played that 4 times already. So
life has changed. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. But I still love independent radio.
Well, a good thing you still love it, because I'm going to make sure that you tune into the Muzilog Music Radio. We definitely do like a Jazz Wednesday, and
Cool.
we're looking forward to feature some of your amazing music on a Wednesday. But we do spin everything. Let me just put a little shameless plug in here. We do spin everything. Like, for example, today's Saturday, so it's a lot of inspirational and gospel and that type of a thing. You want to get closer and be uplifted. And then and then we flip it on Sunday. On Sunday it is soca and calypso and jump up, and if you have aerobics and stuff to do, you do that. If you didn't go to church, you're home and you want to work it out. You tune in and you get all the aerobics you need. I mean, you're going to lose a few ounces when you finish. Right. Then on Monday, we go all the way to Jamaica, because it's Reggae Monday. And so it's dancehall, reggae, and, all day. And then from Tuesday, we just mix it up, R&B, soul, jazz, pop, a little bit of folk, a little blue-eye soul here and there, southern soul. And we rock that until Friday. And then it happens again. But on certain days we emphasize a little bit more. And then, so definitely on Wednesday, if you want to really jazz out, we do Wednesday. And if you have a live concert, if you have a live recording somewhere, we can do a whole you can do a whole thing. So I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Very good to know. Very good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah, and consider yourself family. You know, we're the home of indie artists. So, do you have a major record deal?
No. Does anybody anymore? No. So I mean, in these times, I think it's, you know, even artists that I've looked up to for, you know, I would say that, you know, artists that are, you know, playing major festivals and, you know, with very busy dance cards are oftentimes are managing themselves because of the interesting landscape that we're in.
Yes, yes. Now, funny enough, I didn't know where that question, do you have a major record deal come from? But your response was so
natural. I mean, I'm open, but
I know it was just like, and I'm like, why did I even ask that?
It's okay. It's all right. Yeah,
but go ahead. But, sorry.
I'll tell you something, Sam. I've done a lot of music is my later life project. I've always made music, but I really didn't become a professional musician until I was about 40. So, so I've done other things. I know what it's like to not do music and have it central in my life. And I know I don't want that. So I think I've taken the recent hits from everything from the you know, from COVID and what it did to a lot of our venues, to Spotify and what it does to our wallets. I've taken it with, it's not as hard for me because I've fought so long to be here. And I'm grateful to be able to travel the world and to connect with people and to play music with amazing musicians. And even, you know, I've always had to, you know, I know what it's like to not be doing this. So I'm very happy to deal with the difficult. What are those TV shows where they make people jump over, you know, jump
the game shows?
The game shows where they have people on a spinning wheel. Like that's kind of like what the business part is like now, but whatever. We'll just keep going.
Okay.
It was music to me.
Now you did another type of career before what we're talking about here, and apparently it had to do with art or photography or something like that.
I had a couple, but I did go to school. I went to school for art and was a photographer, and then kind of got pulled into a whirlwind of corporate jobs. I studied art and science when I was in school, and I was always kind of on that edge of, I come from a line of doctors and nurses, and if you're not in the medical, you know, this music thing is hogwash kind of thing. So I kind of went back and forth trying to go to med school, but don't tell anyone, I can't count. So I don't know if anyone wants to take my medication. I'm not sure if it was 10 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 milligrams. So that's not going to work out. But anyway, I was actually in sales and marketing for pharmaceutical companies for 10 years and so far from music. But it's funny because while I was there, some things happened. It's kind of, thank goodness I was there, because I met up with some good souls who said, what are you doing, Michelle? Why aren't you out making music? Why aren't you writing music? Why aren't you performing music? This is what your true passion is. So, so eventually I got back to it.
You know, I'm listening to you, and our lives align in many ways. Ooh. It's just interesting because, I started out doing medical lab in New York, New York City Technical College. They had a medical lab program there, and then, you know, my dad was into that whole, you know, medical. He was a chemist, and then he did biology, and so I was kind of like, well, yeah, let me follow. And no, I'm not too bad in math though, but it's your passion is your passion. It's like that thing you follow. So I did have jobs where I'm in a pharmacy, I'm in doing temp jobs, I'm in a medical billings company, I'm in all types of stuff. So as I'm listening to you, I'm like, wow, this person's kind of went through what I went through. And
Yeah.
you're in education presently,
I am.
right? I'm in education presently. And we're musicians. Look at that.
And I tell my students who, they say, I want to be a music, I teach at Princeton University, and there is a wonderful music department there, but it's not a conservatory. So most of my students are not music majors. Most of them are engineering, chemistry. And when they get bitten by the bug and they say, I want to do this for a living, I say, that's, you can. If you want this, it should be in your life, but you're probably going to have 2 jobs to be poor. But you have to, grit and resilience is the number one skill. It's not scales. It's staying in this when things get tough. And I'm very, very fortunate I was fortunate to not flame out of this early and to be able to enjoy this because I know what it's like to work a 9 to 5 or 9 to 8, 9 job and not have music. So I'm very grateful for the road it took me here.
So let's talk about your creativity. So you've been doing the music, and you have a couple of albums out, and I know and you're pretty active. That one of the things I like when I was like, oh, she has another show. It's like you're really active. So but let's talk about the creativity. When you're getting ready to do a record, how do you prepare for that? What's like the first couple of steps you take to get it going?
That's a great question. Clearly, you've done this process recently. I wish there was a formula. I think I do a lot of. I'm trying to think of it. I do a lot of mulling. I do a lot of. I'll come up with a theme and start to kind of explore it. I think a good example, my last album with my partner Matthew Parrish was easy because that was a live album of a recording that we did in Detroit. So that was easy. The one before that was an album called 2 Moons, and the way that came about, usually I think of an album as, I try not to think of it as this epic thing that, is going to be the end. This is it. But more of like a snapshot of where I am. That album, I went into the studio, I had some originals that I was very, very new working out. As I tell my students, take my advice, I'm not using it. But what I would say to a student is make sure you have many iterations of a song before you go into the studio so that you can decide what it is that you really want to express. But I didn't. I went in with some very, very new material and kind of a loosely put together concept. We were coming out of the pandemic at that time, and I wanted to kind of capture this moment that was pretty chaotic. And I chose musicians who pushed me musically, and I wanted to see what would happen from that collaboration. But what's funny is that album, the overarching theme actually came out after the session and happened in post. The morning of that session, I woke up from a dream that was so incredibly vivid, that it was an entire story, and you can actually listen to that whole story. It's the first track of the album. It's called Both. But because of my interest in science, there's a little something about dreams that they're figuring out. We like to think that they prophesize things. It's also possible that they're just keeping our visual cortex open so that we don't, while we sleep, have everything else kind of collapse in on it. So it might just be garbage, but this garbage turned into an album, and was a very a story about sort of an end of days, which is kind of what it felt like at that point, and maybe even still now a little. An end of days kind of feeling, and the idea that something that happens can both be good. Something can feel like it's going to be a good thing and end up being a bad thing, and something could feel like it's going to be the end of the world and end up saving you. So that kind of that duality, the sense of duality, came after the album was made, and when I listened back to the music, it all fed right into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. You're mixing a little bit of sci-fi and a little bit of a dream, and now most of your records are live. Were you doing were there some sort of maybe a little bit of programming? Maybe someone had created an arrangement and you had to work around that, or was it the other way around? You worked on your music, like your lyrics and melody, and then they built around that for you?
Well, there's always a ton of collaboration with the band. I will kind of come up with a concept, and when I work with Matthew, my partner, I might give him some I'll say, there's this kind of feeling, and then and he conveys that through. It conveys that to the band, but we have it's a mix of like arrangements and magic, I would say.
There's some magic.
But mostly the last album is live, but I would say that's actually my first live album, and it was, by the way, completely a completely different experience, because of course in the studio, if something goes sideways, you can just cut it. But previous albums were studio based, and a collaboration with my very talented band members. And especially I could shout out a particular artist from a previous album called Break Up With The Sound. And that album, since I am still answering the same question, I apologize. The concept for that album actually came out of my house burning down. Ooh. And at that point, I hadn't really published any music of my own. I was mostly singing standards, pop songs, things like that. And instead of getting that music out, it burned up. And it actually encouraged me to just stop holding back all of these ideas and get it out, because who knows, your house could burn down and you could lose all the ideas anyway. What's the worst thing that happens? You put out a song you don't like. So, but what I wanted to say is that on that album, which was really my first foray into originals, Break Up With The Sound. Of course, my producer and partner, Matthew, did an amazing job. But we chose musicians like Donnie McCaslin, who worked with David Bowie, Rudy Royston, who is a phenomenal drummer and artist. But just on the slightest nuance, I'd say, this feels like this. And he would create a palette and a landscape for us to create, especially on the originals. So we chose well. And I'm lucky to work with artists who, aren't just there to play some notes. They're there to really connect.
I feel you. I feel the vibe there. Nice
Yeah.
kind of vibe. Now, are you pretty much going to stick with the formula you have working now? Are you possibly going to open the vault maybe in the future? Let's say you have some other collab interests out there.
That's a good question. I have some things in the works with artists that would be with artists in and outside of jazz. I kind of always come home, the reason we end up working in jazz so much is once again where the artists who are so creative lie
Yes.
and reside. So I'm still I'm trying to think of a bird that hatches an egg. It takes a long time. I'm sitting on a project right now. I'm sitting on a big egg right now.
Okay.
With more originals. So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for some upcoming collaborations and singing on some other artists' albums to be continued. So we've been releasing singles too. I don't know how you feel. I would love to know your kind of music perspective on that as a radio host, and how do we get singles out there? I love. Yeah, how do you get them? Like, do you like getting singles from artists, or are you still kind of CD based, or album based, or?
If I'm going to write an article, I prefer to get like an album. On the radio side of it, we're playing like a collection, so it might be more mood based. So I might say, Michelle has a record that will fit nicely here. So I may not think more album-y. I may think more because you sort of as a DJ or the curator, you're curating a like a rainbow of music that may be of different genres, but they share a similar mood. And so the listener could be like, wow. One of the things I get from people that listen to the station, they just like how how we put all the different shows and the music together. We do have a few talk shows like during the week, maybe just to break the monotony up. But it's like, let's say it's 80% just music running. And then here and there you'll hear the station ID come in and just to break it up, you're listening to what have you. But what the feedback I'm getting is that folks just like how we make it flow. It just flows nicely and it's continuous. So I think the singles would work in that. And then, when I'm like as a journalist, when I take on the blogger or the journalist role, I like to like really check out the record. I'm checking out all the stuff. I'm looking at the artwork. I'm reading the credits. I'm learning about the musicians that's part of the creating, who engineered it, who did backgrounds, if there was any, who played the flute, if there were any things like that. And just get a picture in my head as to what happened in this recording. And then now I can flow from what I'm feeling with that. Then I would say, hey, this is a great record. And then I get into, nitty gritty. I sort of treat it a little different than a Rolling Stones article. I just come from a different angle with it. So people who read when I review I haven't reviewed one recent. I haven't done anything that recent. It's really more, hey, this one is dropping an album. That one is dropping an album. This one dropped a single. Here's an interview. But when I do an album review, it's really, really, some people like to read it because they get the gist of the project, so it all depends.
Yeah, I hear you. And I think I feel the same way. I really love albums. Maybe it's our age, but I love the concept of a whole story. So even if it as you know, it's becoming harder and harder to release music like that. But I think we may just stubbornly stay there and wait for the crowd to come back around to that.
To be fair, I think that audience is coming back. Because sometimes I would use my daughters as a gauge. The oldest one is like 28, 29.
Yeah.
The youngest one is about 25.
Wow.
So there's like a kind of like a range. And so I go, so what are you listening to these? I'm just trying to be nosy with them. What's going on and how and so a lot of things are coming back because they may not just listen to one record. They get into not even just the music, they're getting into the lifestyle of the person. So the person who is actually doing the music, they say, oh yeah, well, this is a guy he's from Louisiana and he did this thing and he probably grew up with cows and sheep and so on. And they do this dance and he eats this food and he did a collab with that guy over there and I'm listening to the and then when I'm in class teaching, you should see the look on the students' face because I'm giving them my experience when I went to the record store with my mom, in like in Brooklyn, New York. This is before we relocated to the Caribbean, and so she'll go to a record store, and she didn't buy records based on hearing it on the radio. She would just go to the store and look at the artwork. And look at the title and look at just look at how it looks, and if she likes how it feels, she puts it in the thing. I'm going to take this one, and then while she's doing that, there might be maybe 10 other people shopping like that. And then the guy behind the counter, he plays a record because someone wanted to hear, can I hear what this record sounds like? So he's playing the record and then everyone looks up and then they walk over to the counter and they're like, well, who is this? And then it's like, well, this record is over there in this lane. And then they all go to that lane and then they pick it up and put it in their basket. And then my students are like, what? So to them, it's like, but that's how it was.
It was a communal experience, right?
Yes.
The music store we had
they need some coffee, some water.
That's Matthew. You say hi to him, he'll come over.
Shout out to Matthew.
Shout out to Matthew. And to Luden's Cough Drops. I don't know if you were in Delaware or in the area, but in Philadelphia we had a store called Third Street Jazz and Rock. And when I was there as a teenager, cutting school occasionally, sorry, Mom, I was there to look through all the new wave music in the basement and with the Bauhaus posters and New Order and Joy Division and everything. But the jazz department there was phenomenal. And I think a lot of artists that came up around the same time spent a lot of time there together, maybe met each other there. There were a lot of record signings. One of the owners, who's now a radio, he has a 2 or 3 hour radio program out of Princeton. His name is Jerry Gordon, but he used to do a lot of record signings with pretty famous artists that would come in. And so, there was this neat connection across the vinyl or tapes or CDs.
Our tower had a lot of concerts.
Yeah, come on
oh yeah, we might have to add him in.
Come over.
I had to add this one.
Hey,
how I'm doing?
Good.
My only story for the day. I was
Grand Central Station
invited to Tyler. I think I was 18, 19, and it was Ray Brown and Joe Sample.
Woo!
And they were touring for that record they did together at the trio record. And Tower Records put them up right in Center City, Philly. Yeah, that was exciting.
Tower Records was
wow.
Yeah.
You probably had that in Brooklyn and
we had a few. We had one in New York. I think there was one out in LA, and just a few different. Well, we had a lot. We had Sam Goody, we had HMV, we had the Wiz.
What was the one down by City Hall in Manhattan? The one that was right at the bottom.
I know which one you're talking about. I don't remember the name.
And you can see it had a big...
Right off the Brooklyn Bridge. Like as you got off the Brooklyn Bridge, City Hall was on the right. It was right on the... Yes. I remember the name. I remember the store. Yeah. I don't remember the name.
That was a great one. They were the first ones to carry jazz mini discs.
Oh, mini! Oh, R.I.P. mini discs.
We went back in time here.
You couldn't read anything on the package, nothing. But I loved the way they looked.
My God, what was the name of that record store?
Mini disc.
Anyway,
I'm gonna have to do that's all right. We're happy. We're happy that you came and gave us a little injection there.
All right, I'm leaving. Go back. Sorry.
Wow, this is a really party animal type interview this morning. You'll be all right. So, I got to get my brain back here. So we're talking about your music now. Do you have anything new that you're about to release, or you're just doing like a singles waterfall type of?
Yeah, we have some singles coming out. Actually, Matthew and I have a bunch of different, an archipelago of releases coming out.
Okay.
We have a track. We have a track called Lazy Afternoon, which is it's kind of a summer vibe. And then we have an original called Kintsugi. I'll get all of these to you. And some other originals that are coming very soon. And what else do we have going? Yeah, and like I said, I'm sitting on an egg. And we'll hopefully be hatching sometime in early 2027. And Matthew has some upcoming projects too we'll keep in touch about for sure.
So are you alluding that I need to do an interview with him as well?
Oh, I think that's a great idea, and I'm going to poke my head in.
And you're gonna okay.
No, he'll have you guys. You better have at least an hour, because Matthew's been playing bass for. Oh, he's got a great story, but he's been out on the road since he was a teenager. And has played with some of the great masters and is a phenomenal bassist. So he'll have a lot. Okay. You'll have a lot to talk about.
All right. I look forward. This is definitely an interview of a different signature. It's definitely it's a movie today. Folks are going to be like, that's quite some interview.
Right.
In a good way. It's just it's adventurous. So I like it.
It's improvisational interviews.
Yes, yes.
How we roll.
Yes. So what I would do at this stage is we're going to personalize you a little bit. Oh. And I normally ask 3 questions. So are you game?
I'm game.
Yes, okay. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you anything too personal. It will be personal, but not too personal.
Oh boy, here we go.
So, what is your favorite color?
Ooh.
See, it's not bad. It's personal, but not too personal, right? Oh, she has to think about it. Okay.
Can I show it? Do I need to show it to you?
Wow. Okay, well, please show, because it doesn't have a name apparently.
I'd say like a deep azure blue, like deep blue.
That's unique.
Uh-oh.
That's very azure blue.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what drew you into? Is it like a birthstone type thing, or?
Oh. That's a good question, but I'm looking out all 3. My beautiful children, all 3 have beautiful blue eyes. So there you go.
Oh, okay. So the blue. All right.
Yeah.
We could We can work with that. We can work with that.
Okay.
Okay. So my next question would be, on a good day, when you're going to cook something, and that favorite thing you want to prepare, you have all the ingredients, everything. You don't even have to run to Costco and pick anything up. Everything is there, and whatever is not in the fridge is in the pantry.
Okay.
It's just all there for you. What would that dish be?
Wow. This is not what I expected, and awesome. This is the best interview ever. Do you have a spy camera here? I love to cook. And if you give me every option, I'm going to make an entire spread. I love salad. I'm going to make you a salad that's going to make you cry.
Oh my God.
And it's going to have, well, I'm going to ask you what you like, because I'm not going to force something on you don't like, but if you like fennel and grapefruit, and it's going to have some kind of wonderful protein, whatever, if you can eat whatever you eat, I'm going to have the big, beautiful lettuce that just came out of the garden. I'm gonna grill. I'll grill some chicken, or I'll make a pasta. Oh my gosh! Don't get me started. I love to cook, as my daughter would say, who's being relatively quiet. I love to entertain and bring people together, and she will imitate me. She's my little mini me, and she'll go, "Oh, there goes Mom with her. Let's talk about the salad." But here I am on a radio, on an interview talking about the salad. And I'm like, I feel attacked by myself. I would make you the most delicious salad with 1,000 different things and a great dressing. And I would make tons of appetizers and dips, and you would invite your friends, and we would introduce them, and maybe some of them would even end up dating. That's my perfect.
I'm getting hungry already. Now, what do we drink with this? Is there do we do wines or juices or champagnes or?
I have the same. It's out of the frame. I have the same bottle of tequila that somebody brought me about a year and a half ago. So I'm a terrible drinker. I don't I'm terrible at keeping good alcohol in the house. So maybe you'd bring the wine. Okay. And I would enjoy it. A friend brought over a lovely rosé yesterday, and that was great. So I'll provide the food and the entertainment. You guys bring the wine. That would be good. Or maybe I do like a margarita, like a little.
Okay. That's, you put a little sugar on the rim of the glass and everything.
Sugar and salt.
And salt. They see.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're going to need a margarita after this interview. But it's not that. Sugar and salt. That's like my favorite thing. And a bartender's looking at me like, you are a pain in my. So.
Wow. Okay. So we've gotten over the food thing. My third and final question would be, maybe mention maybe 2 or 3 artists you've been rocking in your MP3 for the last week or so.
Wow. Some artists of note that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. Wow. So I've been listening to everything, but I would say some random. First of all, hats off to. Are you familiar with Cecile McLaurin-Salvant? She's actually from Miami.
I can probably look her up.
Cecile McLaurin-Salvant. She's a Grammy-winning jazz vocalist, artist.
Okay.
An amazing visual artist, and she's so creative. She works with someone that I worked with at Princeton, Darcy James Argue, who's an amazing arranger. Mm-hmm. But check out her work. She's completely unique, and her originals are beautiful. She's a complete artist, like everything. That would be one.
Okay.
I've been my son. Oh, I can't believe this. My son has been hipping me to some Ethiopian jazz from the 70s and 80s. And I've been just listening to playlists, and I'm forgetting the name of the saxophonist that I've been listening to. But my son has a really great music taste. So that would be another. I can, if we have comments, I'll put his name in the comments later.
Okay.
Yeah. And oh my goodness, what else? You said 3. Oh, I listened. I've been kind of digging into Shirley Horn lately. She's amazing.
Is she related to the other horn, or?
Oh, Jasmia? I don't know. It would be perfect, right? Would that be perfect? Jasmia. I don't think so. I don't know, but
okay. You said horn. I was like, oh, horn. Okay.
Yeah.
But did we have another horn from way back when? We had
I don't know.
There's another artist.
I love Shirley Horn is an amazing, her balladries just so beautiful, and her sense of time, and she accompanies herself on many recordings. But I had an embarrassing revelation when I was on the jazz cruise, and I was talking to Billy Hart, the amazing drummer, and I was telling him about how much I loved this particular arrangement of hers. And he goes, yeah, I wrote it. I didn't know it was him on the track. I'm like, oh, the drums. He's like, yeah, I wrote that. I'm like, okay. You could fill a very large swimming pool in the ocean with things I don't know. And actually, how about the whole ocean is what I don't know, and I know a baby pool of knowledge. So
okay. Well, you see, you've been around, you've gotten around. Oh, by the way, I remember the name of the record. So it was J&R Music World.
J&R Music World. Okay, I'll tell Matthew.
Yeah. I think that was a record store in the corner there. I was like, it's in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was amazing. Now, is there anything that I needed to ask you that I didn't ask you that you'd like the audience to know? I mean, we spoke about everything, but you never know. But go ahead.
Well, I think in the time of Spotify, if people are looking for my music, of course, they can go to Spotify. But what would be more fun and intimate would be if people went to Bandcamp.
Okay.
And because in Bandcamp you can listen to the music, but if you care to purchase the music, you can show your appreciation.
Yes.
And oftentimes I actually have a couple projects on Bandcamp that are not available on Spotify or any other streaming source. But if you want to find my music, you can go to MichelleLordi.com. That's my website. You can go to Michelle Lordi, Lordi, on Bandcamp. What else? YouTube is fine. Would love to kind of start to gather more people on YouTube.
Okay.
Michelle Lordi, once again. And stay tuned for new releases. And this is such a pleasure to talk with you.
Same here. This was amazing. Amazing, good conversation. Very entertaining and adventurous. I hadn't had an adventurous interview like this. And I'm saying to myself, this would be a lot to edit. Should I keep this? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I would love to do this again, and we'll talk about the other stuff offline. Okay. But thank you. Make it a great day. Enjoy your Saturday today.
Thank you. I will. Thank you for all you do for independent musicians and for music in general. Keep making music too.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.